Hey guys, welcome back. Defi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, we are getting into the knowledge bomb part, specifically relating to mindset. I've covered this before on my channel, and I had a great reflection today. So right now, I'm recording this video early. You'll probably see it Thursday. It is Monday night. And the reason I'm putting this in here is because I woke up to this Monday morning, Sunday night in the US, and saw the announcement that the delay or the date would be pushed basically back an entire week from the previous announcement that said we would have it Tuesday, Thursday at the latest, and then now it says next week. And literally, when I saw it, I actually laughed out loud in my room. Like, that was my response. And it's because I've just decided to look at this differently, and that's the key point I want to get into in this video. Is all about the decision. So this leads me into what I put in the chat. I can't share that in here, it's a private chat, but I basically used this quote from Shakespeare: "Tragedy is a comedy misunderstood," because one of the other guys in the group said something like, if the farm got delayed until next year, like I said it could happen, he said that would be a tragedy and he'd be upset. And then my response was something like this, but nobody in my chat was looking for any positive mindset. They just completely ignored my post. But I decided to share it with my Drip Farm fam and see how you guys view it. Because for me, it's a real awakening or epiphany, because it is true, right? So this is attributed to Shakespeare. And then there's one from Charlie Chaplin that says, "Life is a tragedy when seen in close up, but a comedy in a long shot." So the point I'm getting at is that I made a video earlier about how basically the farms and the drip contract balance, or not just contract balance, but the token itself has performed even with this pause and these delays compared to the rest of the market. Very similar to the one I did about people who would have followed behind me. And all of this is basically like our decision or choice of how we want to view what is going on. So I personally am in the camp that Forex will indeed deliver, maybe not immediately, but absolutely indefinitely. I don't know when that will be. So there's a couple ways you can look at this. Either this is Bernie Madoff kind of a rug pull slash Ponzi, and 30 years from now, the gig is up and then we all find out about it. Or it's going to actually be something that he is trying to make his life legacy around. And I believe the latter. So I think it's going to be something he's actually trying to build. And that means that as long as he is breathing, and as long as we, the community, continue to support the project, like, Drip is not broken. Drip is working just fine. It's doing exactly what we want it to do. We just don't like the price action that we're seeing on Drip that these delays are causing. And in addition to the mechanics being added to the animal farm to make Drip more sustainable, so that we don't have these big sell-offs and stuff, so that the whales have a place to park their capital, because there will be exponentially more whales. So this is a necessary evil in the long run. So anyway, gets me back to the focus point and why I put that quote in the group. And that got me to thinking, if you want some serious mindset kind of deep dive into thought and how to view a tragedy, then I highly suggest Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. This was basically a psychologist who ended up in the Nazi death camps during World War II. And as a psychologist, he actually studied and looked at what was going on in those environments. So this was like the worst and best real world study for how we as a species get to actually choose how we respond to circumstances. And he said basically in here that he could predict with about 72-hour accuracy when a person would die, based on whether or not they had given up or had any meaning or assigned some will to live to themselves, like be it for a loved one or still had pictures or whatever the case may be. And I say all that because there's a quote in here from him that says, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." So literally, like I said, when I read that message that the farms were delayed for another week, this was exactly what was happening. The stimulus was, oh my God, here we go, another delay. And then the response could be just reacting to that. But actually in between that space is the choice. And I chose to laugh, literally laughed out loud in my room when I read that. And I'm laughing now because, yeah, I didn't see all this coming. I made tons of videos. You guys are following me. So for me, this is going to be hilarious. I will be able to document this journey and you'll see it. And it's either going to play out, like I said, one of two ways. We're all going to be rich and anyone following me will be glad that I carried the torch, or we're going down with the ship and it'll be a great, what do you call it? Like study test piece to know what to look out for. And I know there's people that are in other projects and all that stuff, but like I told you guys, there's no way to vet and do DYOR into all these other projects. I've been hit up to do some and people are like, why don't you do this in my comments? You know, how about looking at this one, looking at that one? I'm like, there's no way. Like, even if I started now, I would just be gambling like I told you guys. So I choose to just ride this out and sink or swim. And I think we'll swim. I just don't know when. So I thought that this was a very powerful mindset development piece. So highly recommend you listen to that book on Audible if you want to or have the chance, because that is huge. Someone who can be facing life-threatening circumstances and still be able to choose that it will be better and that they don't accept their circumstances as is. And the ones in the Nazi death camps that gave up, those are the ones he said that he saw die countless opportunities or countless times. So, I mean, that is probably the absolute worst case scenario that anybody could want to face. And if someone like this man in that caliber could see that, then I think what we're seeing right now, we definitely have the power to choose that it is not as bad as we might think. Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. And that leads me to two other personal stories. So about delays. So I got into being out here when I built my gym. This Shape Scale did a marketing push. You can see from here on their website 6 years ago, 5 years ago, and they were taking deposits for this 3D scale. So I was going to use this in my gym so that people could basically track their progress and whatnot. Really awesome looking idea. It was shown on like TechNet and something else about 5 to 6 years ago. So I put a deposit down for it and I got wind of it in 2019, right? And then on their website, you see now it says 2023, but actually in 2019, it said the exact same thing, but this said 2020. Then when 2020 came around, it said 2021. Then 2021 came around, it said 2022, and then it updated because of COVID. And then now it says 2023. And pre-orders have gone up. It's doubled, basically. So I still have this. I ordered it, and I have not seen this project. They don't even update you in email. You have to message them. They got tons of negative press on their Instagram and stuff. Then they end up deleting the comments. People are just all kinds of upset because it's been delayed 5 years, 4 years. 4 years for me and some other people, 6 years. So that's just another way for me to say like, yep, this is not my first rodeo in regards to being delayed with something. And then another one, very transparent individual, Impact Theory. I showed you guys this is Tom Bilyeu's project. And he has hired some insane talent on here. And I put up about probably 30 grand on this guy's project that launched last September. And nothing has been launched since, and we've had nothing but delays. And now he takes the Richard Hart approach where he doesn't even give you a roadmap or timeline. So it's just, you know, shut up and wait. He has delivered on some art and things of that nature, but and he's hired, like I said, some insane talent. The guy that actually does the art for this was doing art. There's a couple of them. Some were hired for Disney and Marvel. Herrera Box is the guy's name that did the Mary mods. So he's hired some sick talent, and even people designing the games came from Riot and Square and somewhere else, Squaresoft. So point being, this is another project that I got in. There was all sorts of hype and believed the developer, or in this case the CEO, and what he's going to do, and his original roadmap was out there, and then now he's removed the roadmap in totality, and we have no idea when it's going to launch. Theoretically it'll be this year, but again, more delays. So I know everyone's frustrated and all that stuff in the community. Actually, not everyone. Actually, surprisingly, I've been seeing some relatively positive or neutral sentiment. But the point is that delays do happen. False promises are executed on or not delivered, however you want to phrase that. And at the end of the day, as Viktor Frankl said, we have the power to choose what our response will be when we get that stimulus of a delay. And that's kind of all I wanted to wrap this up with. So hopefully you guys take it in better stride than my private group. But I do believe 100% in this project. So I just wanted to share that mindset little nugget with you guys, because that's the key to life, is being able to understand that our little human brain is nothing more than chemical and electrical impulses, and we actually can be in charge of that versus being a slave to it. And oftentimes we forget that, running on autopilot. So, all right, hope that provided some value. You guys know the drill. Tap that HBO special, help a brother out, and lift daily and achieve your impossible. And of course, like and subscribe. See ya.